Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And today, we're hunting rabbits. No. Today...
Think, Greg, think.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
No.
And today, we're drinking bourbon. All right, Ben.
You muscled your way through that.
Yeah, that was a struggle, but
Yeah.
you know, the reality is it's been a while since we filmed one of these.
Yeah, so if you saw our little update video, the last video we released, we just put the Coy Hill one out on Monday.
We had filmed that quite a while ago.
We had filmed that a while ago and it just wasn't edited. So
Yeah.
I went on vacation and ended up getting COVID on vacation, so I had to extend the vacation by an extra week.
Yeah, it sounds like a scam, but...
Yeah, just wanted to stick around for a while.
Exactly.
And then before that, we had kind of taken a break from recording stuff because you guys were feeling a little bit under the weather, and I didn't want to get sick before vacation. So we filmed a few to put in the bank, and then
we used those up.
we used them up, and yeah, I was planning on getting back and recording some more, but now it's been a full month since we've done a video.
Yeah, so hopefully we can remember what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And we decided we should probably start, kick things off with an easy one.
An easy one.
One.
Ease back into it. Nice and
Yeah.
mellow, smooth.
Smooth,
bourbons.
easy drinking bourbon. All right, what do we got on the bar?
So, well, we just did the Coy Hill one.
Yes.
It kind of got us thinking. We started talking about we mentioned the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof in that video.
We did.
So, got me thinking about that. So we're going to do, bam, Jack Daniel's single barrel proof.
And this comes in at, and the reason why we're doing this is this is 130.9.
And bam, Stagg Jr., this is batch 15, so this is kind of an older one. And this one comes in at 131.1.
So these are both, these are solid pours.
Yeah, they're both bangers.
Yeah.
But what I want to know is, so the Jack Daniel's barrel proof runs around $70, 65 to 70.
Okay.
It's readily available enough. I know
Nicer liquor store tends to have it a couple times a year.
I could go out today to multiple stores that I know of within 20 minutes of here and get bottles.
And find one of those. Yeah. Yep.
Not so much with the Stagg Jr. So
it's once a year lottery.
Yeah.
If you get lucky and it gets overpriced.
So what I'm kind of wondering is this a good replacement? They're both high proof. They're both really good. So I want to do like a side by side because I've never drank these two right next to each other.
That's a good question.
So
should we caveat it and say that's not technically a bourbon? It's a Tennessee.
Well,
whiskey.
according to NAFTA, it is a bourbon.
Yeah.
So
and I totally, it qualifies as a bourbon. It's also a Tennessee whiskey.
we tend to shy away from calling it a bourbon.
Yeah,
just
I don't want to offend people, but it's a bourbon. It's also a Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah, exactly. Different Glen here. This one's like scratched or something.
Jack Daniel's.
So my Jack Daniel's is on the right.
My Jack Daniel's is also on the right.
And you have not had any of this particular batch of Stagg Jr., correct?
So I have a bottle that's open, but I am not certain what batch it is.
It's a different one than this. I know that.
I was thinking I had 14.
Yeah.
So a year older, because it was several years ago that I got it.
Yep. So, I don't know what the similarity in mash bill is between these two exactly, but I imagine they're fairly similar, because I know Jack Daniel's is not a particularly high rye mash bill, and I'm assuming they use their regular mash bill for the single barrels.
You would think so.
Yeah. So, first one here for the nose, Jack Daniel's. I'm gonna really mix these glasses a little bit. Noticing with really higher proof stuff, I do get that kind of honey note a little bit that I think comes along with that alcohol burn.
Yeah, I get kind of like artificial cherry flavor. It's lighter in this one than maybe that Coy Hill, but it's still there. And I assume it's from like the richness. Oh, I should also point out, we have a date on here.
It's not an age, I checked, it's actually a bottling date, which I don't know, I guess it's
so
the more
close.
information the better, but we don't care about the bottling date, we care about the barreling date. We want to know when this was distilled.
Yeah. Almost.
I'm getting more of that A little bit of a lighter honey on the Jack Daniels.
I would agree.
A little darker and...
Oh, wow. A lot more molasses.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Dense, rich.
A little more like char, maybe.
But also almond shortbread.
Not too much difference in the color. So this will be interesting. And I suppose this is a toss-up as to which one you drink first. I don't know if you know, well, drink this one first and this one, then I'll go in the opposite order, get some water, and try to make this as fair as possible.
Sure. And it isn't really a race or a winner versus
There's no
loser.
winner because I've had both of these and they're both excellent.
Yeah.
It's really just kind of a, like, is this a, you know, a worthy replacement of the elusive Stagg Jr.? You know?
Well, let's find out.
All right, let's go in for it. Cheers.
Nice density. Some real body to it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice wood kind of notes.
Mm-hmm. With wood sugars, caramels.
Wood sugar, caramel, toffee.
It's got that nice kind of it's like a burn, but that good burn, you know? It's not offensive, like it's just ethanol.
Yep.
But it's got that good, like, it's just that you're gonna get on a barrel proof whiskey when it's, you know, none of the flavors are watered down, so you get that good balance of proof, but it's just wrapped in all those really rich, bold flavors.
So it's almost like oily. It's got a real density to it. And that oiliness like sticks to your tongue and it just holds the burn there. And the caramel kind of like burn just right on your tongue.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting the caramels. It's just like just kind of dissolving off of your tongue. Is a nice caramel flavor.
It's so good. I'm gonna try it again.
Look at the legs on that. You can't see it on camera, but that nice oily, thick barrel proof, you know. All right, I'm gonna get a sip of water here.
Yeah, I agree.
Before going to the Stagg, just to make it fair. I'm gonna mute this part of the video, just to not hear us drinking water. Okay.
And now for my next trick.
I will make this Stagg Jr. disappear. So again, on the nose, a little bit darker flavors, or smells. Definitely oakier.
Good density. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe oakier, probably older.
This is heavy. This is a really heavy, dark, rich.
If I didn't know any better, I would almost guess this is like a sherry cask, almost like a wine cask finish.
Really?
Because there's a little bit of wine, kind of the sweetness.
Maybe that's kind of like some cherry sweetness coming through, some of that red sweetness. It's weird to call a flavor a color, but you know what I mean?
I do, totally.
Before, yeah.
It's got a really nice dark chocolate note.
Yeah, there's definitely like dark sweetness to this one.
But strangely enough, while there's lots of dark notes, I get cane sugar. Like it's like raw cane sugar sweetness also.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of sweetness to it for sure. Comparing these two just right up front, this is definitely a worthy opponent.
They're both great.
Yeah.
And strangely enough, they're so different in so many ways. But I think a lot of people, if they had them, they wouldn't, like, it's a whiskey nerd kind of like difference.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's definitely differences, but if you're looking for a really good, dense, high quality, high proof, you know, you really want a good, you know, shock to the system proof whiskey, either one of these are great. Now this one, of course, everybody that's into bourbon knows is not easy to come by. Probably have to get into a lottery or pay stupid secondary prices, which I refuse to do. I got this just because somebody at a liquor store was cool enough to just sell it to me for retail. I paid $50 for it off the shelf.
Chris? Cool
dude?
Yeah.
Yep. But I remember seeing on Instagram they were talking about like overhyped whiskeys and how they get hyped up and then they disappear because everybody hoards them.
Yeah.
And somebody, I can't remember who it was, had put a thing on there. It's like, what's the next whiskey that we as bourbon collectors are gonna take away from ourselves by overhyping it and whatever.
Yep.
And this was a candidate for that, I think.
I think it's a legitimate candidate for that.
Yeah, and so it was getting hard to find a little bit, and I don't want to push that narrative of, go out and hoard this stuff, because just go easy on it. I mean, all these things should be readily available. There's enough out there.
Yeah,
It's just that people freak out and they hoard them, and, But this one, it was getting a little harder to find around here, and I think maybe it just comes in waves.
I think so.
But like right now, like I said, I can go a number of places within 20 miles of here and get this for $65 to $70. Mm-hmm. Which begs the question, like price-wise, I think this is worth $70. It's a good quality bourbon that I think commands that price.
And I think the MSRP on this is 70.
I think it was 50 when I bought it. 50 to, and I think it's up to 60 now. But the point is like, when you pay 70 for this, people tend to bitch about it because it was supposed to be 50. Yeah. It's like, well, yeah, it's supposed to be, but you add the rarity of it, and stuff like that. Like, I would definitely pay it $50 or $70 for this. Yeah, for sure. Yep. If I'm going to pay 70 for this right off the bat without even questioning it, I'm definitely paying it for this. Yep. These two are both, just excellent. I'm going to go back to the Jack Daniel's here again.
So now that I've had a couple of sips, I feel this one, they're both sweet. It's a bourbon. There's a ton of corn syrup in there, giving it.
Well, not corn syrup. Well, yeah. Kind of that corn syrup flavor, though. Yeah, for sure. Sweetness, sugary.
But this one is slightly less sweet and a little bit more complex, I feel. This one's strength, and it's a really, really good bourbon. But the one criticism I have is it feels a little bit sweet in, I don't know, kind of some interesting ways. At least compared to this one, and who knows? I mean, if I had it tomorrow, my opinion could be totally different. But I feel this one, I'm getting a little bit more just like interest from the barrel, just a little bit more.
I get what you're saying. At the same time, there's a darkness to this one, like you said, like a dark chocolate that kind of undercuts the sweetness a little bit. It's almost like a yin-yang sort of thing. Like they each have like something different, but then in the middle they've got that similar thing that kind of bridges them together. Yeah. But like, there's a ton of sweetness on this too, but I think they're both really sweet, but they're undercut by something different that kind of holds them up. They have their own unique kind of platform that they're starting from, and then they have all the typical bourbon notes, on top of that. But they just kind of seem to manifest themselves in different ways. But they're coming from two different starting points, I feel. Yeah. But these are both really good.
Exceptional. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say if you can't get a hold of this, which you probably can't, don't fuss too much about these. I mean, they're great. It's excellent. If you see it at a reasonable price, for sure, pick it up. Mm-hmm. Go out and get one of these, but don't go out and get 10 of them and be that guy. And then, just ease up, get one once in a while, and then there's plenty to go around for all of us, and people won't freak out, and this thing won't disappear like these all did. Then again, maybe if people start freaking out about this will start showing back up on the shelves.
You think it's like a give or take thing?
No. No, it's just
collect more and hide
it's an
more.
Obsession amongst bourbon collectors, which guilty,
a little, yeah. But you don't have 12 of any of them.
No, I don't do that. If I go to and I see this on the shelf, even at regular price, if there's 2 of them, I'll buy one of them. If there's 3 of them, I'll maybe buy 2 of them. Yeah. And one of them's probably going to be for you.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, this is. I mean, some people were asking if this could be the Stagg Jr. killer, to kind of knock it out of its place. I don't think either one of these is a killer to the other one, but the Stagg Jr. obviously is kind of hobbled by the fact that you just can't find it anywhere.
That is its Achilles heel. It's sought after, but not very many people have it.
It's its victory lap, because the reason you can't get it because everybody buys it immediately as soon as it hits the shelf.
It's bad to buy something and not even know how good it is. Mm-hmm. Now you were assuming it's going to be good, and it is pretty good. Mm-hmm. But we've had other allocated bourbons that are not great. They're not horrible, but they don't justify the crazy prices.
Yeah, for sure.
And there are things like this and a ton of other things that are A, available, and B, reasonably priced that are freaking amazing.
I'm going to do the unthinkable. I've been doing this a lot lately.
Yeah, I noticed that.
When I'm comparing 2 bourbons together, once I get to the end of it, I always just mix the bottom halves, or the bottom little last pours together.
So that's like a Burbski with...
Do you want me to pour some of this in your glass?
No, thank you. Increased sweetness. I think more vanilla instead of the cherry. maybe.
That's exceptional.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Do you want to try it?
No, that's okay.
Go ahead. And
No,
pour a little
it's
bit.
okay.
That really is actually really good.
I'm sure it is. But you now have like 2 distilleries that are just completely
So
never going to talk to us again.
I have 130.9 plus 131. So that's 262 point. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, that's how it works.
Yep, that's exactly how it works. If you pour this on top of this, it just, whatever the 2 proofs are,
Yeah.
adds together. So anyway, well, I think we've said what we need to say about these, right?
They are amazing.
Both are exceptional. But yeah, if you can't find this, this is definitely just as good in my opinion, to be perfectly honest.
I agree.
So yeah, try this one out, but don't hoard it. Anyway, well, thank you very much for watching. I am Ben.
I'm Greg. Cheers. Not Greg, cheers. I'm Greg, cheers.